pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down.
And we're back to another episode of a Shocking Good Time. My name is Hector Pino, and I have our special guest here, Robert. Tell me your last name again.
Barrios.
Barrios, right?
Yeah.
And our guest, Robert, he is an avid wrestler and MMA fighter. He fights out of the 559 fights. I met him a couple months ago when. At one of the events, I think we were in Visalia. Yeah. We were in Visalia. And so I remember watching Robert fight, and I took some videos of him, and he usually finishes relatively fast, man. So congratulations on that. I always feel like these guys just really don't have a chance in the ring with you, But anyhow, Robert, welcome, man. Thank you for joining us, and we're going to talk a little bit about your story, man. So just introduce yourself and where you're from, and just tell us a little bit about your beginnings.
Well, yeah. My name is Robert Barrios. I was born in Ukiah, California. Let's see, I lived down here in Lemoore area for about 6 years. Moved up north with my mom. To Ukiah on the reservation up there, about another 6-7 years, and then moved back down here in 2010, and I've been here ever since.
Cool, man. And so, have you always, been in some type of sports or combat training or wrestling, or tell me a little bit about maybe elementary or what got you into combat sports?
Honestly. It's funny because growing up, when I was with my mom, I was never allowed to do sports. She had the excuse, I don't want you to get hurt. And I was always the biggest kid around for my age. So it kind of confused me. But, when I moved down here with my grandma, I just remember growing up, like I was dying to get into sports, any sports I could, football, wrestling, basketball. And I'm just always been ultra competitive, whether it's on the playground or, video games or hanging out with all my cousins.
And marbles or whatever, right?
Everything. I hate to lose. But I'm always, talking crap when I'm winning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when I moved down here with my grandma, I was able to play sports, that was 8th grade year. I remember signing up for the basketball team and big into basketball.
Yeah.
I actually was supposed to play basketball in high school.
Okay.
But I ended up transferring over to wrestling because the coach gave me the choice of basketball or football. And I had worked all summer to make the varsity team for basketball. And when it came time for school to start, I told him all right, basketball season hasn't started yet, going to do football. And the guy was like, nope, you can choose, one or the other. I can't guarantee your spot's going to be there.
Oh.
So I was just like, okay. Went, did football. The JV football coach ended up being the varsity wrestling coach. Him and my best friend to this day talked me into coming over, and I haven't looked back since.
Wow. So you picked up wrestling,
and
so how did you do with wrestling in high school?
My first year, like I said, I've always been very, very competitive.
Yeah.
So I didn't lose a whole lot, but obviously it was my first year varsity, and when I did lose, I took it very hard. And
so you went your first year and then went right to varsity wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I did all right. I ended up dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury. It kind of hindered me from league and all that. But like I said, when I would lose, I took it very hard.
Yeah.
And it never stopped me from I always went to fix the problem.
Yeah.
That was why I lost.
Yeah, you did well with facing adversity, and then you would compensate or correct your issues and problems that when you're learning not so much your losses but your lessons, right? 'Cause
Yes,
they're,
yes,
they're
definitely.
teachable moments, obviously.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
didn't place in league my freshman year, and then I was very fortunate to have a coach that was very involved with our we had like 7, 8 wrestlers on the team, and he's very involved with us. There was like 4 of us that went on after wrestling season, went all the way year round wrestling all summer. I don't know if you know of Coach Kent Olson, but he was the wrestling coach for West Hills College.
Okay.
Um, and he would put on like these summer wrestling events and all that for the youth. And then, so we were there every weekend, or we'd practice with the college guys. I was just always there, just wrestling,
Right.
trying to improve. And then we ended up going to Frosh Soft State, Greco State, Freestyle State.
Wow.
And that one summer, I just improved just a crazy amount. Ended up placing, I think I won Greco State, and I placed third Freestyle State, and I ended up qualifying to go to Fargo.
Oh, wow.
I went there. I didn't place at Fargo, but just being there, around high level wrestlers, state champions and everything,
Yeah.
you learn something.
Well, you made it to the arena, man.
Yeah. So I came back the next year. No one knew who the heck I was. So I just went and I did okay, but I caught fire towards the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Won league. I think I took second at divisionals, and then third Valley, and then I made the blood round at state as a sophomore.
Wow.
So I was a match away from placing.
Yeah.
And it's always been tough being that close and not getting there.
That says a lot, man, because you got to remember you a lot of these kids from right out the pamper, man, they're wrestling, I watch, so my boys, when they got into jiu-jitsu, and so when they were younger, so they would train out of dethrone.
Mm-hmm.
And but I watched these kids, man, where they were maybe 5, 6, 7 years old. They were young. I mean, maybe not that young, but they were very, very young. And they're just bred to wrestle, man. Some of these kids, it's like year round, every day, we're wrestling. If you ever follow Dethrone, they're like, wrestling on Sunday. I'm like, dude, when do you guys rest, man?
Yeah.
But for you to do that right out of your freshman year, man, and make it to the big show, that's commendable, man. That's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very competitive, and I just fell in love with wrestling. It's all on you once you're out there.
Yeah.
It really shows how much work you've put in.
Right.
And it's a team sport, somewhat,
Yeah.
but it's more of an individual,
Right.
and it's all on you.
Right.
And that's what I fell in love with,
So were you in a gym outside of wrestling in high school, or were you just wrestling in high school, and then when did you start finding a gym to go and train at?
After high school?
Yeah, because some of the kids they go to Dethrone, right? But and then some kids all they do is just wrestle at the school. Did you find yourself in a gym, a private gym, training outside of just high school, or?
No, it was like I said, I had a coach that was very involved with our team freshman and sophomore year.
Okay.
He would take us around events or tournaments all over California.
Okay.
Reno, or what was it? Not Reno. Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah.
Western regionals and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so he even went with me to Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh, wow.
And then Oklahoma as well for junior duels, and he was very involved. And then, like I said, with Kent Olson, he'd put on the summer events.
Yeah.
And then we do the KCWA type stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard of those little organizations where they compete different counties against each other.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That was really cool. And then me and all my wrestling buddies, we were super, super close. I still talk to some of them to this day.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And so now you are training. Where's your gym that you train out of now?
It's in Lemoore.
It's in Lemoore. Okay. And so are you teaching also, or are you just strictly just training out of there for?
I coach I help with the wrestling, the youth wrestling program.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, I haven't been because I've been in fight camp since want to say like September, October.
Well, man, from the roster, I just feel like you've been fighting almost every event at 559, man.
To date, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's good, man. So what made you sign up to compete in 559? Is it just something that you kind of always aspired to do, or were you invited, or what caught your attention?
I didn't think of, like, I've always wanted to just go in the cage and like just try it out, like just to say I did it. You know? Just to say like I went in there, I gave it my all. Like, you know, it's just always been something I wanted to check off, you know, a list or something.
Yeah.
But I started training with Ochoa. Like, it's my cousin. He owns the gym, Ochoa Combat Academy, and he got me in there. And once, like, you know, I started, it was mainly just for fitness.
Yeah.
Like, when I started this journey back in, it was the last week of June. It was like right after my birthday. And there was one, I remember I said, how much I owe you for the, you know, I want to sign up. He goes, oh, you know, just finish out the month and then you can start, you know, pay next month. And I was like, oh, cool. And I haven't looked back since, but yeah, that beginning of the journey, I was like 350 pounds. Like, oh, man. I was very, very
big boy.
Big. Yeah, big boy.
Wow, man. And so, yeah, then you got into, you got invited or you signed up for 559? Or how did you cross paths with 559?
I was competing, well, not competing. I was in the gym, very consistent, like 3 days a week. Sometimes I get, you know, invited to do 4 or 5 days a week on like certain fight camps. And then like just seeing like guys from the gym, like go and compete, like Joey Hanford. And then there's a couple other guys, but, you know, it was cool seeing them, like, you know, compete in the cage and then, the support that they got.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, I would, ever since like I joined the gym, I just took like pride in like showing up to the fights, like with the Ochoa logo.
Yeah,
like,
honor,
part of the team.
Yeah,
like, it's cool.
Yeah.
Instead of like, you know, just going to a fight like as a regular, you know, spectator.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I want to say in September, I got down to about 310, 320, and I wanted to challenge myself. I was like, you know, if I know, because I know myself, like, I've always said, like, oh, I want to lose weight, oh, I want to do this, and like, it's like, it was tougher to do, but if I have something I'm working towards, it's a lot easier for me to do. So I told my coach, I was like, hey, I want to fight. I came to him, I told him, like, I texted him, I'm ready to fight. It was going to be in November at VFS. And it was like, I think it was the week after Thanksgiving or something like that. He goes, you sure you can make the weight? I was like, I will make that weight. So, you know, long story short, I ended up making the weight all the way down to 265 from like, what I say, like 310, 320. And they pulled my fight the day of. Oh. And I was so heartbroken.
Oh, man.
All that work. And then I was like, you know, I was just bummed out. And then, and
did the other guy just didn't show up or didn't make weight?
He didn't show up to weigh-ins.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so it was a bummer. Yeah. So I told my coach, you know, I was like, hey, sign me up for the next one. And then he goes, you want to go to VFS? I was like, nope. So let's do 559. And because he's had, like, you know, guys compete VFS or 559.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, I want to go 559.
Yeah.
Ended up committing to, it was January 24th. And then it was not as hard of a cut, but I was still like walking around at like 290, 286, I think 2 weeks out from the fight.
Oh, wow.
And so, you know, cut my weight, made 265.
Oh,
and yeah. And then, you know, went in there and really surprised myself. Like just, it was such a rush that day. Like, you know, I had a game plan. Like, you know, all the training and everything, you know, we got ready for that fight, but it was just straight instincts. Like, you know, I didn't even expect to take the guy down. It just, you know, everything happened so quick.
I'm trying to remember, was that that older guy that? Yeah. That, you shut it down so fast, dude.
We almost made it to the second round. A second before.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, oh my gosh, man. But you dominated the whole time. And I did record that, and then I think that then, was it the next fight I sent you video? I forget.
Yeah.
I go, hey man, I got some clips of you, man. I'm gonna send them to you, and then I ended up recording you that next fight, that night's fight also, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's going somewhere, man. And I wanted to bring you on a podcast earlier, but just the stars didn't align.
Yeah.
And then this past weekend, I knew you were fighting for your belt, you know, and
Yeah.
I was like, dang man. So Dr. Golden didn't even go to the to the event because he had other prior arrangements and stuff, and so I usually just go to help Dr. Golden. Dr.
Yeah.
Golden, he has two offices. He has an office in Fresno, and then his office is right behind this wall also, right next door to us. That's how I started helping Dr. Golden with doing the ringside work with him. So I just assist him with all the paperwork and just make sure that he's, you know, everything's moving, because it moves fast, man. There's so much that's going on. I mean, you guys are worried about, you know, getting your guys' faces punched in the ring, and we're trying to document all that stuff,
Yeah.
man. You know, there's so much that's going on. But anyhow, it's been good, man. It was exciting to see you fight, and I was bummed out that I didn't get to make this last fight. And I had other things going on as well. I had to go up north. My birthday was Saturday, and so that's why I missed out. My wife had some things for us to do and stuff. But it was a good time either way. But still, I was on my phone looking at the progress of everything, man, and I'm like, man, Robert better win, man.
I was a little nervous going into this one.
Yeah.
He
was a big guy, too.
Yeah.
Was he Native American as well?
Yeah, from Arizona, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was pretty unique. And then, you know, just him also being, you know, undefeated. And, you know, I surprised myself. Every fight I surprised myself. It's just like, you know, I trained to go all 3 rounds or more.
Yeah. Stay conditioned.
Yeah. So I'm surprisingly well conditioned.
Yeah.
I just like to, you know, it's fun to me.
Yeah.
I'd rather do, you know, 10 rounds than, you know, run a mile or run 2 miles.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. That's good. Well, what are your plans going forward, man? I mean, how long do you plan to continue to compete, and what else do you do outside of the cage? I mean, obviously, you know, you probably hold down a job, and you know, maybe tell the viewers a little bit about, you know, what your plans are. What's your 3-year plan, or what do you got going on? You continue want to be in the gym, or?
Oh yeah. I don't see myself ever stopping.
Yeah.
Like doing this. Like,
Yeah.
I just love it.
Good.
It's also, you know, great workout, great stress reliever. I look forward to being in the gym all the time, and I've also inspired my kids and, you know,
Good.
other kids too.
Of course.
Like, you know, just my son, my older one. He just loves it. Like, you know, he brags about me, and it's crazy. Like, he gets so excited. He tells me, you know, he wants to do this, and at first, like when we were in wrestling, he didn't really care for it because it's hard work, and then, you know, he's 6 years old, and now when I came back, he's like, I'm ready to start working, Dad. You know, I'm ready to start wrestling. I was like, well, you know, if you want to fight or whatever, wrestling's important. You gotta do wrestling, you gotta do jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, all of it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. When my boys were in it, man, we were at the gym, like, no lie, like sometimes 6 days a week, man, training, you know, 2, sometimes 3 times in the day. Like, we would get there right when they got out of school, and I would keep them there through kids class, and they'd go into like just adult jiu-jitsu. It would I think the first one was gi or no gi, I forget, man, but they would say gi, then no gi, and then we'd get home and then try to knock out all the homework, as you know, and it's already late, man, and then do it again the next day, man, you know. But it was a good run, man. And there's nothing better than these kids learning how to you know, learn a discipline, or learn a couple of different disciplines, man. And I'm an advocate for it, man, because I feel like these kids that are trained and properly trained in martial arts, they can walk with their head high, and they know how to protect themselves, and they're not little shits, man. You know what I mean? Like, they know what they're capable of doing, and they know that they learn how to respect people. Like, there's that whole other piece of being a good person comes with the disciplines of being a martial artist, man.
Yes.
You know, And there's a lot to be learned in the gym, man. It's not just getting roughed up, man. It does something different in the mind of the individuals, man. And so I respect it 100%, man. My kids got out of it. Just they went on to, playing other sports and stuff. When they were in high school, I think they finished up like jiu-jitsu and stuff like that in high school. And then now they're, my oldest son, Elijah, is helping us out with the business. And my younger son, Stefan, is trying to like transfer out of working with us. And now he's a pilot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's into aviation now. And so he's trying to fly airplanes more than he is trying to spin wire nets and make lights come on,
Yeah.
So I think might be a little bit more fun to fly an airplane than to make some lights come on, I guess, but
Yeah.
but there's a lot to be learned, man. Martial arts and what you guys do is it's not just pounding each other's face in or getting beat up and stuff like that. There's a whole another side that really helps, in my opinion, an individual be a well-rounded person that can contribute to society, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, grateful that all that is that I could be a small part of that community when I was. In terms of what you got going on a personal level, man, like are you working in the gym, or is that just what you go do after work, or like do you have any other aspirations of maybe one day having your own gym, or just plugging into where you're at and making it as best as it can possibly be with your contribution there, or what are your aspirations moving forward?
I just volunteer at the gym right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just help coach and
Okay.
everything, and then
Cool.
come in whenever I can. As far as like owning my own gym, I mean I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I would love to coach and teach everyone or the younger
Yeah, of course.
kids like what I've learned. But I still think I have a lot to learn before I come to that point.
Oh, okay.
I'm still pretty new to jiu-jitsu. My wrestling's it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm new to my striking as well.
Yeah.
So I have a lot to learn before all that. But
Yeah, a lot of times, people that have grown up in the martial arts world, man, when they're really plugged in and dedicated, I hear a lot of them say, "Man, I want to have my own gym one day. I want to do this and that and whatever." I've had other people on the show, and it's just a dream, you know what I mean? And it doesn't mean dreams are meant to come true, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if you put your mind to whatever you want in life, you could make it happen. You just have to just follow all the steps, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just like you getting your belt, man. Like you worked so hard, and you probably played it over and over in your head. If this happens, this is gonna happen. If this happens, same thing with life, man.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You have to speak your dreams into existence, man. It's
Mhm.
just like how you won the belt, and you speak it into existence. You think about it all the time, play it over and over, man. What if this? What if that? What if that? And you always have a solution for the scenario, right? And so going through life, especially like for me, man, when I thought about having a business, it wasn't even my thought or idea, it was my wife's. And I'm like, okay, how am I gonna pull this off, you know what I mean? And but working hard with your coaches, with your team, with the people who love you, it becomes your why, and then you're like, okay, this is why I'm gonna do it, this is how I'm gonna achieve it, it's just working towards it, man.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So do you have another date for your next fight, or you just know you're going into the next one because you got a target on your back now, being that you have the belt?
No date yet.
No date yet.
My coaches are talking about possibly July.
Yeah,
we'll see.
That's quick.
I know, right? We'll see. He's talking about pro debut. So, we'll see. Maybe July, August.
So tell me how that works. As far as so right now you're fighting at an amateur level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you do go pro, what stages does that take you to? What organization would you still be fighting in 559, or would you go to a different stage?
Now that 559 has their pro and amateur.
Okay.
It's a possibility.
Okay.
But as far as like, I'm very new to all of this, so
Okay.
I still don't even really know. I know that there's like VFS, A1, LFA, like all those other ones.
Yeah.
But as far as like which organization, I have no idea
I
yet.
see.
I kind of just leave all that to my coach
Yeah.
and Iridium as well. So yeah, we'll see where they want to send me.
I got to go to the LFA event. Well, obviously there in Lemoore is where they have them. So the Uriah Faber is the one who kind of promotes
The
it.
A1, yeah.
Well, was it LFA or
They do LFA and then they also have A1.
A1? Well, so
you're talking about the Tachi?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think the one that I went to, because I do see Uriah Faber's name on the UFC cage, and then who what's his name? El Nino. Gosh, it's the guy who fought Diego Sanchez. It was a long time ago. He's a UFC legend as well. I forget his name off the top of my head right now, but anyhow, he's usually like the commentator there and stuff like that. And it was pretty neat to meet both of them, Uriah Faber and gosh, I don't know why my brain went blank, but anyways, it was pretty neat. You see these people on TV as a young man, and you're like, oh man, these guys are legends. And then when you see them, you're like, oh man, that's pretty cool. Bumping into these guys and being able to even just have a conversation with them. It's pretty neat, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, LFA was an event that I went and helped Dr. Golden at. I've been to 2 events, and yeah, man, it's pretty amazing to be able to see those things. So in closing, man, like, do you have any words of encouragement, or do you have any thoughts for some of the young people that are aspiring to, train, get into martial arts, maybe even to try to get into, MMA, possibly even the cage one day, man? Is there any word of encouragement, advice on what they need to do, with their mindset or just their discipline or anything at that capacity?
Well, that's a tough one to
Yeah.
answer.
So, how would you encourage somebody, just to...
I'd say stay consistent.
Consistency.
Be consistent,
That's
discipline.
Yeah.
And then just, give it your all.
Yeah.
Work hard at it.
Very hard, right? And I think one thing that you can always add to that, man, is, even in the quote unquote losses, man, like don't always view the loss as a loss, but more as a lesson.
Exactly.
It gives you the opportunity to go back and evaluate, where your shortcomings were at, so that you can correct them, right?
Exactly.
I think people, man, even in life, they get so hard on themselves and, man, I didn't get the results that I wanted. But if you have a different mindset and just, retract it a little bit and say, okay, well, why did I not get the results that I was after? There's got to be a reason, right? And if you can break it down and understand why you didn't, it's the lesson, right? There's a lesson behind it all. And it's I guess it's just a good way to view life, man. They're not lessons, they're not losses, they're lessons. Like, you can always extract good out of a bad situation, man. There's always good that you can extract out of a bad situation. So do you have any fighters that that you're looking to challenge, or you're looking to, man, I need to compete against this guy to kind of level my my skills up a little bit? Or do you ever look at opponents that way, or at anyone particular that you want to compete against?
Not really. I'm like I said, I'm still really new to all this, and I'm just eager, to get back in there.
Yeah.
We're ready to go again.
Yeah.
And whoever it is, I'm excited.
Good, man. Well, I'm hoping that this platform here, what we've been able to do within this podcast, would help people understand who you are and what you bring to the table, and hopefully it would let people see what your abilities are, man. Because you do have a target on your back, man. You hold the belt, you know.
2 of them now.
Yeah, 2 of them now,
Yeah.
and people want it, man. So just be ready for whatever, man. And more than anything, man, enjoy every moment of it, man.
Yeah.
You know, enjoy every moment of it. You'll forever be able to wear this proudly for the rest of your life and say, man, because there's not a lot of people that can say that they've experienced and done the things that you've done, man. And especially in such a short amount of time. I mean, you're walking around with this belt and you're like, man, I just got here.
Yeah.
You know, I just got here, man, and that's honorable, man.
I was just thinking that actually the other day was like, you know, a couple months ago in January, like, you know, no one knew who I was.
Yeah.
I walked into that room and like, you know, but now walking in like, oh, hi Robert, you
Yeah.
know, how are you?
Yeah.
You know,
On
you got
podcasts
this.
now and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
people are reaching out to you to, hey man, let us do this, and you know, whatever. Like you're getting this exposure, man, and so don't take it lightly, man. You know, you're where you're at, and it's for a reason, man. And use your platform, man, to inspire people, man. Use your platform to impact lives, because that's what it's all about. When you learn how to serve people, man, that's where greatness comes from, man. You got to learn how to serve people, man, and do it. And if we're all here on earth to serve. You know, some people serve time when you don't want to serve that. You know, you don't want to do that, but you want to be able to learn to serve people, man. And that's where greatness is gonna be applied to your life, man. So. I commend you, man. I'm proud to now be your friend, and I appreciate you, man. And I wish you nothing but luck and prosperity, and may blessings be on your life, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Robert. All right, so that'll conclude our episode with a shocking good time. We have more to come. Robert, don't let this be your last time here, brother. So appreciate you coming, and till the next one.